So within the top 10 interview questions according to ChatGPT, which is a single source of truth for evermore and will replace us all in the workplace. So,
well,
allegedly.
We have come across these questions even before the appearance of ChatGPT, so they are
I think ChatGPT
fairly accurate rendition.
Googled them like we would.
Yep.
So, anyway, question 9 to the tune of the Great Aunt Egg Timer, which, again...
we shall ignore dutifully.
It usually runs for about 4 minutes, but at the moment it's going to about 30 per question.
Well, it runs out in 4 minutes, but we just ignore it.
I don't know what you mean. Question 9.
Mm-hmm.
What is your greatest accomplishment?
Don't you see that face?
My face, bitches. Jeez, you're fired. I haven't even hired you yet, and you're not getting any kind of job. In fact, I'm calling security, even though this is a remote interview, and I want them to come round to your house and persecute you just for that answer.
I thought that was a good answer, though. Yeah, I don't really like that question either.
That reminds me, actually.
I don't like any of the questions.
I genuinely got asked at an interview once. This was quite a long while ago now. Someone said, what kind of role are you looking for? And I genuinely answered, I'm tempted to say ham. And this was in a boardroom with like a polished oval walnut table. The guy sitting at the other end of it from me. It's like, that's such a supercilious shit question. I'm going to give you a crap answer. It's like presumably the one you advertised. So what are we greatest accomplishment? There's mine. I don't know, like as a candidate, if I'm going for a technical job and someone asks me this, what do I say? I don't know, I swam the channel, great. Well, oh, that shows great resilience, fantastic, we'll hire them. Or does it mean I spend all my time training and don't care about my programming work? Who knows? It could be both. It's like, I don't see the point.
Yeah, and I don't really like when they just go on to it has to be a professional accomplishment. You just think, yeah, I solved problem. I didn't see them as this is a massive victory and I want my own little reward for it.
No, I think
stuff that didn't work now work.
And I think the challenge again is that I don't know, the modern business doesn't work as a series of certainly the bits of it I'm in tech don't work as individuals sort of fighting their way through and doing amazing
it's teamwork.
things.
You do one thing and
you work as a mesh and a network of people and of a huge team doing hugely complicated stuff. And I think that's true whatever industry you're in. You're not standing alone. You know, you've got people around you. And so to say what was your greatest accomplishment? Well, as a team we did this thing. Well, what was your part in it? Well, I don't know, that bit maybe is difficult to say.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even get recognition for everything I've done.
But again,
and for how it impacted others and might have helped them. I don't know that.
Again, this comes back to you've got an hour to talk to someone.
How can I waste some more time?
Yeah, what do I actually want to come away from this thinking? I remember I had one of those management training things once as you get thrown onto occasionally. And one of the things they said about meetings was always, when you do a presentation, they were talking specifically about presentations, but it still applies in this context, is kind of when you do a presentation, when you leave, what do you want them to think?
Yeah.
And about
what was the message
what do you want them to consider that you just said or think about. And I think in this context, the same still applies really. It's like you interview, what information do you want to walk away with? And I know that certainly over lockdown, I saw a lot of interviews which really just went very much downhill in terms of quality of the process and caring about what's asked in the interview. And I had so many interviews where we come out of it, particularly in one specific team, and it took me a while to coach them out of the behaviour. But where they'd like, you come out of an interview and get the people together and say, so what did you think? They answered this and this. How did you felt that went? And they go, I'm not really sure. Can we get them back for half an hour? It's like, no. If you were in an office and someone had put on a suit and tie or got polished up and they came into the office and shook your hand and sat down at a table and then walked away The moment they've gone out that door, you're not getting them back. Just because it's remote, it's no different. It's the same. Be respectful of that hour, and don't think you can just drag someone away from their life every heart for them because you couldn't be asked to think of a decent set of interview questions. And in the end, this one guy just couldn't get his head around it, and we just had to not let him interview anymore because he just couldn't deal with the idea of the fact that, but I can just call them on Skype or on Zoom or on Teams or whatever. Why can't I? Because they're not part of your company.
Yeah, and also what kind of message is it just pushing about the company?
Well, yeah, I mean, interviews are kind of, from a company point of view, interviews are your shop front. They're what the casual passerby who may work for your company gets involved with. And the whole recruitment process from advert through to getting a job or not is just shows the professionalism of your organisation, the people within it. And it's your first touch point, and usually it's the one no one ever thinks about. But it's crucial for me to get it right. It's the way you grow as a business. It's the way you get the right people in.
Yeah.
So, what's your greatest achievement? I don't know. I don't know.
Well, already given mine.
Obviously, this amazing face, but other than that, getting through life with this face is an amazing achievement.
Yeah, I'd say the same of me.
Do we get the job?
I'm still here.